games, and that's what we do here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on the Drive-Thru. We give you live free sports picks from the primetime games, and to give us those plays are the professional handicappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. So let's take a look at the cappers on the show for today. We got Mitch to join us. Is here. Ninos in a fill-in role. We got Damian Sosh joining. Alex Smart there to start. Come out a really good day yesterday from Alex Smart. You check him out top of leaderboards from yesterday. Tony Brown, that new setup looking good, man. Look at that shirt.
Thank you, sir.
Getting ready for baseball season coming in a couple of weeks. Al McMordie. We're getting right into the grind now, right, Al?
Love the shirt, Tony.
Absolutely, great looking shirt. All right, Chris Ruffolo will co-host, and Rod Zawacki as well. Okay, here's how they'll line up for today. Smart, McMordie, Brown, Zawacki, Ninos, Ruffolo, Sosh, Mitch, and then I will close this one out. All right, let's welcome to the co-host role again is Chris Ruffolo. Chris, you ready for the show? We're getting into March Madness. The action already gets started.
Oh, I'm pumped, man. I just been watching the first game just before we were coming on the air, and it just feels like we're back to some sense of normalcy. We finally got college basketball in the tournament setting. I'm so pumped for March to keep rolling through.
So I got to re-equip myself here with my control here. We got the 3-shot ready. Guess what? The 3-shot is back. Let's welcome Alex Smart to the show with Chris here. Alex, how you doing?
Good. How's everything?
Everything's going great.
Lay up sure, yeah.
All right, Alex. Let's keep rolling here because I know you had a really good day yesterday looking at the numbers, and you're looking at this NBA contest between the Knicks hosting the Magic. Knicks laying 5.5, total 206.5.
Yeah, we're sometimes it's good to take a team that's in complete desperation mode. They're not quite in tank mode yet, so there's a window, there's a period of time where you can follow teams like this. And if you can find some value, you got to hit them. And this is a situation. Orlando's in desperate shape. They've lost 8 games in a row, and they really need a win here. Now, the thing with New York's played some great basketball this year. I mean, surprised the heck out of a lot of us, doing a lot of covering. They've been a money machine on most nights for quite a while now. But, this is an interesting situation. They've just played 4 road games in a row. And this will be their first game back home. And that was a very condensed schedule over those 4 games were played during a very short period of time. And they played close to 5 games, if I'm looking at this properly, in 7 days. So, I mean, they're exhausted. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get used to hooking again. They're home again here for the first time. So, desperation from Orlando, tired legs from New York. The points look like we have value here tonight with Orlando.
Yeah, points here with Orlando Magic here, plus the 5.5. Of course, so you look at the Orlando Magic injury report here, Chris. A lot of questionables here. guys that are impact players: Fournier, Ross, Gordon, Anthony. It's kind of a maze here.
Yeah, it is, and this is one of those situations where, I kind of wish I would have waited for the drive-through to sort of get my bet in, because I locked in with the Knicks this morning around 7. Seeing it drop to 5.5 is starting to make me question it a little bit. I'm just going to stick with the Knicks, so just based on they play better at home and they do a good job beating up on the teams that they should beat. But again, the line movement, I'm not as confident, but I'm still just going to stick with my gut, stick with the Knicks in this one.
Yeah, you better get that number 5.5. I have just saw a sharp book move to 4.5. They probably know something. Some of these questionables may be playing. You may have to check here the injury reports here. Who's on the court here? Big move now in this game. One of the sharp books to 4.5. So Alex, maybe good side here with Orlando Magic here at plus the 5.5, because I just saw 4.5 pop in one of the sharper books. And it looks like we do get confirmation. Gordon, Fournier are in. So that news just coming across right now. Alex, lock in that 5.5, right?
Still going to have large cannolis here to take this one on because New York's played some great basketball. But hey, value is value, and we have value here with the desperation.
Yeah, and one thing to know with the Knicks, their defense, I don't think is that good. Their past 5 games allowing 50% shooting. When you look at some of the advanced stats, they're giving up a lot of open looks, and it's just some of these teams just aren't making the baskets, and they're making them now, and they're paying for it. So the Knicks are a little concerned there with their defense.
Yeah, and this is going to be an interesting game. I'm watching Orlando very closely here over the next 2 or 3 games, because then tank mode could roll in. I mean, it's just over for them if they don't get going here, and I mean right away. So
All right, the Orlando Magic plus the 5.5 against the Knicks. Do your shopping here. We're seeing some live movement in this game. All right, now it's come off a great day yesterday. A big night tonight with hoops and NBA. Some hockey up there, a lot of hockey up there. What you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, we get some college basketball. We have a lot of college basketball tomorrow. We're going to have even more college basketball on Saturday, so it's a whole weekend of college basketball. So get in there with me on this action. I'm looking forward to a very profitable weekend.
That's right, very profitable weekend from Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs Premium. Get on board with one of those March Madness passes. He has those long-term passes. That's the best value there over at Pick Dogs. Get every play that Alex will release on the site. You set the terms when you pick up one of his plays. It's long-term passes over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Alex, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great weekend. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you next week.
All right, gentlemen. Take care. Have a good weekend.
All right, everybody. Alex Smart here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on our coverage here. And welcome to the show, Al McMordie, number one document over at Pick Dogs Premium for the year to date. Also number one in college hoops. He's winning every sport right now that's going on. So let's welcome into the show Al McMordie. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's go ahead and I've got to get that three shot again. All right, here we go. Al, how's it going?
It's going good. Hi, Tony. Hi, Chris. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great, doing great. All right, we're going out your neck of the woods here. Lakers to host the Hornets, 10:30 Eastern time. LA here laying 7, total 224.5.
Yeah, you know, the number opened up at 8. The smart money. I hate the term smart money. It's such a loaded term. I guess the sharps took the 8. I agree with the move here. You know, one of the things I like to do is go against the Lakers in the regular season when they're off back-to-back wins and covers. They're just one of those teams. They've historically been, pretty good over the years, and they've never really had to, let's just say, overly exert themselves in the regular season. So they'll play very well in spurts. Then they might take the foot off the gas. And if you go against the Lakers off back-to-back wins and covers in the regular season, you're 122-91. ATS. There are a couple situations within that 122 and 91 which work really, really well. One is when the Lakers are at home. And at home, they're 39 and 66 in that situation. And then the other part of it that works really well is when their opponent is off a loss. When they're in that situation, they're 38 and 68. You've got both, applying today. The Charlotte Hornets come in off that 25-point loss at Denver, 129-104. Meanwhile, of course, the Lakers are off that 16-point win over the Timberwolves. So you've got a great setup tonight to take Charlotte plus the point coming off that blowout loss. And even better, Charlotte is now 8-0 ATS off a point spread defeat, 11-1, going back to their last 12 in that roll off an ATS defeat. And then the Lakers, when the Lakers are playing a team off a 25-point or worse loss, when they're laying 7 or more points, they're 3-13 ATS. So it all adds up for a very tight ball game tonight, and Charlotte's going to get the cover.
All right, Big Al McMordie here on Charlotte Hornets plus the 7 against the LA Lakers. All right, Chris, so your thoughts here on this one? Charlotte coming off that embarrassing loss, so looking to make amends here.
Yeah, that game against the Nuggets was a bit of a dud. Excuse me, giving up almost 130 points in that game. But in a bounce back, we usually see high-scoring games from the Hornets, and I think that's just going to play into the cover here against the Lakers. The Lakers, I'm used to fading them closer to double digits, but this seems like a good spot to take the Hornets. I think the Hornets show up offensively tonight as well. Yeah,
offensively, a good shooting team, Al. And of course, look at the Lakers over their past 5 games, giving up 49% shooting.
Yeah, I think, Charlotte's going to, it should be an up and down game. Charlotte coming off the game at Denver last night, and it should be a good game. Maybe we'll watch it on the TV here, Tony.
All right, very good. All right, Al, why don't you let us know what you got going over at Pick Dogs Premium? You've been ranked number one, documented for 2021, over 3,500 units of profit, number one in college hoops, winning every sport going on right now. Of course, what you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, it's been a nice season. Yesterday in college basketball, we had the Richmond Spiders. They were getting 4.5 against Toledo, minus their top 2 players, and they won outright anyway. Points didn't even matter. Ann and I were talking about that game yesterday. We were both on Richmond. Today, I've got another NIT winner for you. We've also got a first 4 game that goes a little bit later, and then I've already posted my NCAA round of 64 game of the year, my top play of the first round in the NCAA tournament, and that's all up at Pick Dogs. We've got hockey as well tonight, so just go to Pick Dogs, and it's been a nice run. Now, I think more recently, 42 and 27 the last 69, 95 and 68 as well. And you can also join for a week or a month to get all of our award-winning selections.
That's right, guys. Check out McMordie or over at Pig Dogs Premium. You see the numbers are over 35 million of profit the past for this year. Number one, documented. Really good short-term success, long-term as well. So get on board. The best value there is those long-term passes. You see them there. 3, 7, and 30 all sports pass. When you pick up that 30 all sports pass, you get every play from Al McMordie over at Pig Dogs Premium. That would be his NBA, college hoops, his hockey, and of course baseball, which starts in a couple of weeks. So get on board right now with Al. That's the best value over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Al, as always, great having a show. Continue that success and have a great weekend. We'll talk with you next week.
Thanks, guys. Much success to you too as well.
All right, Al McMordie here on the drive-thru. All right, we'll continue on here on the show. And reminder, guys, subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started in the morning show with Mitch, Rod Zawacki, of course, Brian Bittler. And, of course, we've got those 2 YouTube premium shows, which are great values. They're early and late. You get those 8 premium picks when you buy both packages. And, of course, we're here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time with the drive-thru. And, of course, that thumbs up, those likes, we greatly appreciate. Chris, that really helps us grow our audience.
That helps us out a ton. We always mention it. It doesn't cost anybody a thing. It's just you guys are already watching the video. It's just right underneath. If you guys are interacting in the chat, it's right there as well. It helps us, allows us to give you guys more, premium content. It's always great. Tony, myself, having all these great cappers from the website, and it's all because of the support that we get from the Pick Dogs family. It allows us to help each other out. So if you guys can give us a thumbs up, give us a like, we really appreciate all the support.
Absolutely. The support is greatly appreciated here from everyone here at Pick Dog. And, of course, that subscribe button gets you locked in, of course, to set those notifications. You'll get notified when we go live with our shows. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now it's time to bring in Tony Brown. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium with his new setup. Let's go ahead and wire in Tony right now. Tony Brown, how you doing?
Big Tom, Big Chris, how you guys doing out there?
Hey, doing great. Things great out sunny in SoCal right here. Looks good. You're going to give us a game from SoCal as the Ducks to host the Coyotes. The Coyotes road favorites $1.30, total 5.5.
Yeah, I'm picking the Coyotes. This game matches up on like every stat and every scale you can look at. Like all the old adages, if you can't score, you can't win. The Ducks fit in right there. They have 67 goals on the season. That's dead last in the NHL. And then they don't play defense. They've given up 103 goals. So besides the Sabres, I think, that's dead last in the NFL. In NHL, they're bad historically. They only have 8 wins in 30 games. They're bad recently. They only have 2 wins in the last 10 games. And they're bad right now. They have 4 straight losses. They're coming into this one on 4 straight losses. Arizona heads into this one on 3 straight wins. So it's just like, kind of one of those if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of plays. The Ducks just keep on losing. There's no need to back them. 130 is a great spot. It's only because Arizona's on the road. If they had been at home, this would be one of those minus 220, 230 games. So I'm going to take Arizona to pick this one up on the road and make it 5 in a row for the Ducks losing in a row.
All right, Tony Brown here. Arizona Coyotes minus 130 against the Ducks. Chris, looking at this game, I'm looking at the Arizona side here, and they're a little cold themselves, losing 4 or 5, only averaging a goal a game.
Yeah, you know what? It's one of those things where you got two defensive-minded teams. I mean, that was Arizona's calling card last year when they were doing well and high in the Pacific Division. They were winning with defense. It hasn't shaped up like that this year, but like Tony said, I mean, Anaheim, you can't win many games if you don't score any goals, and that's kind of where they've been. You feel bad for a guy like John Gibson. He's a pretty good goalie. He hasn't had any support, and I think that's just going to be the case again tonight. I think it's the first of 3 wins, and I think Arizona's that first of 3.
Yeah, Tony, piggyback that team with Tony Brown with Arizona struggling to score, but look at Anaheim past 5, giving up 5.5 goals a game. That's pretty atrocious.
Man, that's what I'm saying. That's like a sieve. That's not even close, Tony. And then at 8 and 30, they're 2 losses away from like losing at a 4-1 clip. So for every game they win, they're gonna lose 4 straight. Like that's just not good. And like I said, it's all about momentum in these sports. You know what I mean? it only takes one win to start a streak, and it only takes one loss to start a bad slump. You see, the coach got fired out there in Buffalo. They went 0-12, and so like Anaheim's on an 0-4 skid, 100 goals given up, and not even 70 scored. They're the only team in hockey with not 70 goals scored. Like, you can't score, you can't stop anybody, you keep losing. It's getting troublesome for Anaheim, and we're definitely not going to pick them with our money.
All right, Tony Brown, Arizona Coyotes laying the $1.30 against Anaheim Ducks, 10 p.m. Eastern time on NHL Center Ice Package. All right, Tony Brown, tonight a lot of action, hockey, NBA, and college hoops. We see your numbers here, 900 units of profit, 2021 documented, doing fantastic work. What you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Tonight I got my Thursday 3-play. I've been having that since Tuesday. We had the Tuesday 3-play, the Hump Day 3-play, and tonight we got the Thursday 3-play. We've been having great results with them. We swept the board one night, and we've been going 2 out of 3 every night since then, and so we hope to keep that going. 900 units of profit on the whole season, so you can get those season passes where you get every play I pick from every sport, playoff, championship, all the stuff included, for one low price with the VIP passes. You can get them for a week, a month, a day, a year. Just, you know what I mean? Hop on board and make some money. Especially now baseball is coming up. We got a long baseball season.
Oh, Tony Brown, good in baseball too as well, guys. Check him out over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here, over 901 units of profit here for the year. He's got his one-day passes up there. If you want to choose those, well, take the winnings and go long-term. He's got March Madness passes, his VIP pass. Get every play that Tony Brown releases over at Pick Dogs Premium. You set the terms when you go over to his profile page over at Pick Dogs. All right, Tony, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. Have a great March Madness, and we'll talk with you next week.
Yep, I'll see you guys Tuesday unless you need me for a fill-in.
All right, very good. Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. Hope to catch you in the morning, right?
Oh, yeah, tomorrow morning on the morning show for sure. We already worked it out. I talked to Mitch. I'm drinking my coffee. I'll be up early, 7 a.m. My time, 10 a.m. Eastern.
That's right. Tony Brown up at early a.m. for the morning show. All right, Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. All right, we'll continue on here. And it's time to welcome Rod Zawacki. You'll find him part of that morning crew. You'll find Rod Zawacki there with Mitch and Brian Bittler. He'll be joined by Tony Brown tomorrow. Will be the special guest on the show. So let's go ahead and wire in Rod Zawacki, and we are now back on the 3-shot. I think we got the 3-shot going. All right, Rod, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you two doing, Tony and Chris?
Oh, we're doing great.
Good to see you back, buddy. Good to see you back. Good to have you back.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, looking good, Chris. All right, we're going into the hockey here with the Oilers to host the Winnipeg Jets, 9 Eastern time. The Oilers going to lay $1.45, total 6.5.
Yeah, we're jumping into this game. This will be the 5th game between these two teams already this year. Both teams winning 2 games each. This will be like the rubber match. You look so, and who's going to start in goal? Well, Mika Koskinen's going to start in goal for the Oilers. He's 8-10 on the year, 3.23 goals against average. The Jets going to start Brossoit, but he's had a solid year as a backup. 5-1, 2.48 goals against. And you look. The Jets, they're 6-2 on the road after a road win. So they beat Montreal on St. Paddy's Day. Now they come in here to face the Oilers. We're going to take the Jets as the Jets 6-3-1 their last 10. Oilers 5-5. Oilers off a win. They just did a home and home again. Battle of Alberta. They won 1, lost 1. This Jets team's just solid. You look last game. The Oilers were lucky that they got the win 3-2 last game. Against the Jets, as they gave up way too. They gave up 6 power plays, and you're lucky that the Jets didn't capitalize on those. You do that again tonight, and the Jets are going to jump all over you. I'm going to take the Jets. As I think the goaltending edge in this matchup. I'd rather have Brossoit over Koskinen in goal. So take the Oilers, or I take the Jets on the money line as they beat the Oilers here.
All right, we got the play here on the Jets here, plus 125 against the Oilers. Oilers team that's been scoring here. You can kind of look at that's the 5 past 5 games. They've gone over in 4 or 5, averaging nearly 5 goals a game. Going on the Jets here, Chris. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Rod and I, we're usually on the same page on a lot of these hockey games. This is another one. I love Winnipeg here. This is a Winnipeg. We talk about the puck line. League best 23-6 on the puck line this season, 11-2 on the road. So they're battling hard on the road, keeping in tight games, if not winning games outright. I think you could even look, if you plus 125 is great. I think you could even look at a regulation play for Winnipeg, maybe drive it up to plus 165 or plus 170. Because I agree, I'd rather have Brossoit over either Koskinen or Smith in net for Edmonton. So I'm on Winnipeg as well.
All right, Grimmett here with Winnipeg Jets, plus the 125 against Edmonton Oilers. All right, Rod, good night tonight. A lot of hockey hoops. What you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium as we're on the eve of the big March Madness dance. They're playing tonight, but we have the huge card tomorrow.
Yeah, you bet. We got a great card tonight. I've got 4 college basketball, 1 NBA. You can grab my Tackle the Books Thursday. Got a nice 5-pack for you over there at Pig Dogs Premium. Or you still got it. Get last chance to grab that March Madness package. Jump aboard, 175. Can't go wrong. We'll get you every play right through the tournament. We're going to kill it.
That's right. Get on board here. Rod Zawacki's got his passes up there. March Madness up there, guys. Get on board. Every play that Rod releases over at Pig Dogs Premium from College Hoops for the March Madness Pass or the All Sports Pass. So check him out here and get on board and get his one-night pass tonight. Take those winnings, make the upgrade to the long term. But just check his profile page up over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Rod, great having the show. What should everybody know about those 2 YouTube Premium shows that early and late?
Yeah, you bet. Jump aboard the YouTube Premium. We got $30 to get you 4 plays from us in the morning, or you can get $50 will get you both morning and afternoon. Just hit the join button. It's just down below here. It says join, or I believe if you look in the live chat, I think a link might just accidentally appear there somewhere. If you keep your eyes open, I think it might. So you'll get a link right there to the YouTube Premium show. Sign up. Can't go wrong. Great value there.
Yeah, great value. That early and late. That's a total of 8 premium picks when you sign up to both of them. Usually that link is right below the description here, or sometimes you find up in the chat room. So check them out. Of course, Rod will be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. Of course, we'll be back here on Drive Thru as well tomorrow. All right, Rod, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you tomorrow.
Great to be here. You two have yourself a wonderful evening.
All right. All right, we lost a little bit of audio there with Rod Zawacki here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Guys, remember, keep those thumbs up, those likes coming in. We greatly appreciate it. For everyone joining us, reminder, if you happen to miss any of the picks on our show, we'll recap them at the end, so stay tuned for that. All right, we're going to go on to Skype here. It'll be me and El Ninos here in this segment. El Ninos being kind enough to do a fill-in here on today's show. So let's go ahead and wire in El Ninos here. We'll get him here in just a second. El Ninos. Here we go. El Ninos. We are going over to El, who is now on Skype. El, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. All right, El, let's take a look at your game for tonight. Wizards to host the Jazz, 7 Eastern time. Utah Jazz here going to lay 11. Total sits here at 2:39, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, the Jazz have been great against the spread all year long, but I think we got a pretty good spot here. I was about to put this one as a premium play this morning at 12, but I saw that Russell Westbrook was listed as out. But turns out he's actually going to play in this one, and so even when I listed as out, I didn't like the Jazz at -11 without Westbrook. So now that he's back in, I definitely like the Wizards here. But so taking a look at some numbers real quick, I know, as I said, the Jazz been great against the spread, 26-13 on the year. Washington not bad themselves though, 16-13. But when you take a closer look at this, the Jazz are it's not bad. 11-8 ATS as away favorites, which isn't as impressive as their overall spread record. And the Washington is 7-6 against the spread as a home dog, so doing pretty good there. And as I said, Westbrook being listed as out. Usually see people you think are playing getting listed out last second. This is pretty rare to see someone listed out come back in. I don't think he's just going to come in to walk around the court. I think he's here to play, and I think we see another great performance out of him. He just passed Magic. It was just heard yesterday that was brought up to my attention. So he has the second most triple doubles in NBA history, right behind Oscar Robertson. He has more than Magic Johnson. I know I have the Kobe poster here, but Magic is still my favorite Laker, if not player of all time. So that's pretty big there. I know he does them slightly differently than Magic earned them, but still got to respect those numbers. And, he does give full effort. You can call him selfish, but it takes a bit of teamwork to get 10 assists as well. So, again, I think we're just getting a lot of points here with Washington, and I'm grabbing them all.
Yeah, I can't argue that. One thing I look a lot is current form, and Jazz have not played at their best of late. And you look at the past 5 games for the Jazz, give up 120 points, over 49% shooting, and that is troublesome here when you're laying double digits.
Yeah, man. I mean, laying double digits is never a great idea. I mean, I don't care what the matchup is. It's tough to lay double digits in the NBA. I started being careful at 6. There's a few teams I like to lay 6 points with, and usually it comes with a couple injuries or something on the other side as well. It's tough to lay that many points in the NBA.
Absolutely. All right, to Al, big night tonight. We got college hoops, March Madness, NCAA tournament starting with the first 4. We got NBA and NHL. What you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium? As we see here, over doing well in NHL, over 1,200 units of profit.
Yeah, that's been pretty hot. Unfortunately, not so much last night. But if you took a closer look at the write-ups, I try to suggest a way to try to avoid those puck line losses, and with some insurance on the money line. I don't think it's ever a bad idea unless that money line is way too high, obviously. But yeah, take a minute to read that if you're playing those plays, because I think it's pretty decent advice, especially in hockey, where you can only score 1 goal at a time. There's no grand slams, no 3-pointers. No 7-point touchdowns, none of that. So, you got to be careful laying those puck lines, too, in the NHL.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Check out Ninos over at Pig Dogs. You see the numbers are in NHL, but you want to get on his one-day pass tonight, or if you want to go long-term, he's got that 3, 7, and 30 all-sports pass there. He'll get you on board here with every play that El Ninos releases over at Pig Dogs Premium. You set the terms when you visit his profile page, and you make that purchase. All right, Al, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night. We're keeping you for the last segment here as we do the recap.
We'll be here.
All right, El Ninos here, again, recapping the play here with the Wizards plus the 11 against the Jazz. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. Your thoughts here on that Utah game here with the Wizards?
Yeah, it's hard for me to get behind a Wizards team that, they lost 5 of 6 so far this month and given up over 125 points a game. I know, Tony, you mentioned the Jazz have been a little bit poor defensively themselves as well lately, but man, the Wizards just they like to get to the rim. I think with Rudy Gobert protecting the paint, I just think it's too much. I think the Jazz win that one by double digits.
All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. Chris, it's your turn up in center here. Look at a game from the NCAA tournament. First 4, App State and Norfolk here. App up to a 3-point favorite here. 3.5 now in some places, so do your line shop in total 133.5.
Yeah, I think of the first 4 games, this was probably the toughest one, and that's probably why it was the only game really that didn't make the premium list for me for college hoops tonight. But I still like App State here. This is an App State team that ran the gambit in the Sun Belt. They took care of some pretty tough customers on the way to winning the Sun Belt championship, pretty much out of nowhere. And Norfolk State, as much as we like the underdog role, we like the Spartans to make us some money in the MEAC. The fact is they've only played 4 Division I opponents this year. And, both teams, they're undersized, but I think that Appalachian State and Justin Forrest, I think App State's just too much. I mean, Norfolk State, they usually depend on getting to the free throw line for a lot of their points, and the Mountaineers are just disciplined. They don't give up many free throw attempts. I just think that, this is going to be a struggle, and this is, normally in a spot like that, you may want to take the points in what could be a defensive battle, but in the end, I see App State winning this one by at least 6. So I'm on the Mountaineers in this one.
All right, we got Chris here. The Mountaineers here laying the points here against Norfolk State in this first 4 game here. That's about to tip off here. And of course, any concerns here about some of the losses we've seen with App State in conference, losing twice to Troy, South Alabama, Georgia State, Georgia Southern there before they went on that run here at the end of the season in the tournament, because they weren't really playing well heading into the Sun Belt tournament.
No, you know what? I think that just has to do with the level of competition. Realistically, how many teams in the MEAC am I going to put ahead of Troy? I mean, not many. I mean, when you really consider just what Norfolk State was up against this season, your Morgan States of the world and Delaware States and teams of that nature are not teams that I'm really going to put it up against, Troy, South Alabama. The fact of the matter is Appalachian State turned it on when they had to. They turned it on when it counted the most. And they're the hotter team coming into this game. And, I think that the momentum is going to play a factor here between two teams that, it's one and done, because granted, we're probably writing them off in the next game anyways, but this is I think this is just a better spot for App State than it is for Norfolk State.
All right, App State -3 here against Norfolk. So I look at Norfolk State's wins here. You'll see St. Mary's of Maryland. I didn't know there was a St. Mary's of Maryland. I knew there was a Mount St. Mary's and one St. Mary's of California. They used to call them St. Mary's of California because people back east would get confused when you say St. Mary's. And they dropped the California off because they don't even pay attention to man. But there's a St. Mary's, Maryland now out there. So I guess we just found that out looking at this game.
Yeah, I think D2 or D3. They might even be NAIA. I'm not sure where they are, but not a team we're going to be familiar with. St. Mary's in Maryland. I'll tell you that much.
No, absolutely not. All right, Chris. Let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium. We got a great night tonight in college hoops and NBA, NHL. We see the numbers here: 651 units of profit documented. What you got going on over the site?
Well, tonight, for people who are just interested in the play-in games, I got my Thursday 3-ball. I got my couple plays for the NIT, as well as my favorite play for the evening action in the college hoops. As well, we've got some NHL action going on. We've got the season passes. Guys, the season pass for what's left of college hoops, it's as low as it's been all year. $159 is going to get you the duration of March Madness. I can already tell you, I mentioned it yesterday, there are a ton of plays for tomorrow that I am loving, that if you play those games, when they come in, they are going to pay for that package in one day. And you're going to basically be just making more money. It's just going to be a bonus just watching the rest of the tournament play out. We've got baseball coming up, got the baseball season pass up there as well. But guys, the college hoops, everything, we're just hitting it at the right time. 13-2 in my last 15 plays. Looks like it's going to be 14-2 with the under in the Texas Southern game coming up. Guys, don't miss out. This is going to be some of the best money-making action you're going to have for the rest of this month. So hop on one of those Pick Dogs Premium. The opportunity's there. Don't miss out on it.
That's right, guys. Get on board here. Chris Ruffolo over at Pig Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here. Over 650 units of profit in college hoops. He's got the one-day passes. He's got the March Madness pass. That's the best value right now going on over at Pig Dogs Premium. Those long-term passes get every college basketball play from Chris Ruffolo now until the finals of the NCAA tournament with his March Madness pass. We know there's NIT. Did you know there's the CBI? There is a CBI because there's 4 games on Monday. They just put the line down for Monday. Right?
Yeah, I tell you, when I see Longwood Pepperdine, I start to get that itch, man. I can't contain myself.
Absolutely cannot. And of course, get on board here with Chris Ruffolo over at Pig Dogs from get one of those long-term passes from Chris. All right, Chris, let's continue on. Reminder, guys, give us a thumbs up, that like. We greatly appreciate it. As we continue on, we'll recap the plays at the end of the show as well. Damian Sosh is on deck. We're going to go to the NBA with Damian. So let's welcome Damian Sosh. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Let's go ahead and wire him in right now. We're back to the 3-shot. Damian, how you doing?
Hey, doing great, guys. It's kind of like a Christmas Eve kind of feeling here. On the tournament was taken from us last year, and it's glad it's back.
I thought you were going to say it's Christmas Eve when you see the Pelicans play.
Yeah, that too, right?
We got the Trailblazers and the Pelicans. What an interesting game they had a few days ago. We're going to replay this one all over again. It was so great. Portland going to lay 1, total 239.5.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the total in this game, and I'm liking the over. Damian Lillard, great first name, by the way. He had 50 the other night when these two teams met. They saw the Pelicans blow that big lead late. And that Blazers offense is just going to be getting better. C.J. McCollum's going to be back. I mean, he logged 26 minutes the other night, but the more that he gets into game shape, the more help Lillard's going to be getting there on the offensive end. Neither of these teams really play much defense, and the over has been cashing many times for both of these teams this season. Blazers have played 22 overs and just 17 unders. Pelicans, meanwhile, 29 overs this season, just 11 unders. Since the All-Star break, both of these teams are averaging over 120 points per game. Tuesday night, the game that went over saw, by the way, the last 4 games have gone over the total, and these two teams have met. They combined for 249 points. They saw 51 combined free throws and 34 three-pointers made. Now, you might think that's kind of an anomaly, but, digging into the last 4 games that I mentioned have gone over the total. These two teams, when they meet, they average making 29 three-pointers a game and they average 54 foul shots attempted a game. And that's a lot of three-point buckets, and that's a lot of chances at free points when the clock is stopped. Nothing leads me to believe that we're not going to see anything different tonight, and I'm liking the over in this one.
I'm liking the over. I'm liking the over in this one. We'll see what Chris thinks. It's been over with this Pelicans team.
See, I'm not gonna lie to you. We have like an email chain to just make sure that we don't duplicate games. And then I saw Damian had this game. I'm like, I was swearing to myself in the car because this was the one I wanted. But he got to inform me because I love this over. 29-6 run for the Pelicans to the over. They're an over machine. It's starting to become comical. It's getting ridiculous. You can't set the number high enough. I love the over here as well.
The over agreement here with this Pelicans Trailblazers game. All right, Damian, here we are on March Madness starting tonight, but we got a big card tomorrow from college hoops. Still today of NBA as well as hockey. What you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, over there at the site tonight, I have my Hoops 3-pack. That's going to get you 2 NBA games and the college basketball play-in game. Then obviously tomorrow, guys, starts the round 1 here. I'm going to be action all day. Now's the best time, everybody out there. Pick up yourself a 3-pack, a 7-day plan. You're going to get all the college basketball games, every sport that's released. But with the tournament going on tomorrow, there's just going to be a ton of action and a lot of good opportunities I'm seeing to make money. So jump on one of those plans as soon as you can.
Absolutely. Get on board with the plan here from Damian Sosh. See the numbers here in NBA, 470 units of profit. NBA is still going on. We got March Madness. You'll have options here with hoops. Get those long-term passes right now from Damian Sosh. The 3, 7, and 30-day pass will get you every play that Damian releases to the site. Use it the length of time when you go to visit the site. And by the way, every pick is documented. So you go on the site and check out every play that Damian has released. So get on board with one of those long-term passes. All right, Damian, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk with you next week.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, Damian Sosh here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on. And welcome, Mitch. You'll find him in the mornings every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's an early start for Mitch in the morning. He's here today on the drive-thru with us as he is every Thursday. So let's welcome Mitch to the show. Mitch, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. You guys know I have the Pick Dog shirt on. That means I'm in the studio doing videos.
Absolutely, you are. All right, Mitch, let's take a look at the game here. We're going to go here to one of the first 4 in tonight. Michigan State to face UCLA. Late night start around 10 Eastern time. Spartans are laying 2, total 134.
I think this is one of those games you don't want to look too far into. You want to keep it pretty simple. You want to make it with, you got one of the best coaches in all of college basketball, Tom Izzo, up against one of the worst, and Mick Cronin, really one of the worst tournament coaches in history, has gone to the NCAA tournament with a ton of different teams, and not a ton of different teams, a ton of different times, and really has underachieved every single time he's been there. I mean, this is the guy who was the victim of the 28-point comeback against Nevada when he was in Cincinnati just a couple of years ago. The thing is that against the Michigan State team, where you have one of the best tournament coaches, Tom Izzo, who just seems to get it done time and time again. And, if his Spartans make a run to the Sweet 16, is anybody going to be shocked? I don't think so. I think what you have is a good old-fashioned college basketball game with a coaching mismatch. Michigan State all day.
All right, the play here from Mitch will be Michigan State here in this one, laying the 2 against the UCLA Bruins. Loving that sign there from Mitch. All right, Chris, let's see if he gets. I hope he keeps it up when we get Chris's thoughts on this game. That's a big question. Will he keep it up? All right, Chris. Of course, we see Michigan State picking up some monster wins down the stretch.
Yeah, that cardboard sign warms the cockles in my heart. I'll tell you that much. But you know what? As far as this one goes. God, Mitch is going to hate me. I already locked in UCLA this morning.
That sign's come down.
Yeah.
Right away.
It's out the window.
It's gone. Well, you had a good run on the show. It was a nice comeback tour.
Let's get that in the fireplace. That's hitting the fireplace right now.
It was one day.
It was a good day.
Far be it from me to bet against a Tom Izzo coach team in March. I just think that I like the depth that UCLA has over what the depth that Michigan State has at the top, and I think this is going to be a tight game, but in the end, I just see it being a 1 point win for Michigan State if UCLA doesn't win it outright. So it's going to be a narrow game. It can go either way, but I'm leaning towards UCLA.
I guess you're kind of looking at the shooting percentages here from Michigan State. It's been a little up and down there, Mitch, with the shooting here from Michigan State. If UCLA gets hot and hits their threes, that's a question mark. They play well at home. They're not at home in this one.
Usually the committee is looking to get West Coast teams further along in the tournament. This year they don't have a problem with a shortage of West Coast teams. So really just not an issue this time around. Tom Izzo's already working the refs. He's been working them since the first day of the season and then some. And I expect to see him working the sidelines here. Believe me, it's going to look like just one of the saddest novels you ever read when you see Tom Izzo's face. He's going to be crying so hard. And I'll tell you, he's going to cry his team all the way to a cover in this one. By the way, it's like, the reason I lost my internet today, so a lot of those of you that are premium members, you might have got the video a little late today, and that's because I had no internet. So I was uploading it through my phone, which is never easy. But regardless, I was coming to the drive-thru because I knew Chris would be here. That means donuts are somewhere close by.
Absolutely. All right. Michigan State here laying the 2 against UCLA. Late night, 10 Eastern time. That's right.
The donuts are irrelevant. They might be upstairs. I can't confirm more.
They were here at some point. At some point there was donuts.
Shit, there's crumbs on my shirt.
The 10 Eastern time here to get the LA audience, the West Coast audience tuning in at UCLA. Perfect slot there for the play-in game as it works out, 10 Eastern time. All right, Mitch, why don't you let everybody know what's going on over at Pig Dog Sports Chat Place? A lot going on here, of course, with March Madness.
Well, we're the top source for March Madness. We've been number 1 on the internet in sports handicapping in college basketball. And you type in anything for college basketball, we've been right there all season long. We're not like just arriving at the party because everybody else is here. We've been here all along. So when you hear the Winthrops and you see the Mount St. Mary's and the Texas Southerns and the Winthrops of the world, we've been covering these teams all season long, and we've been talking about them right here all season long. So nothing new here. This is kind of what we have built up to. It's kind of like a John Calipari team. You just usually peak right at the right time, and I think that's what our cappers are doing. I think we're all getting ready. I had a miserable January, just like Kentucky, and I had a really not so good first half of February. But since then, I've been turning it on. And, last year I had a miserable baseball season, and I bounced all the way back, and I expect to do the same this year. So let's make it a good tournament, and I'm just, like I say every week, man, I'm just really happy to be associated with every single capper and every single person that works at sportschatplace.com and pickdogs.com.
All right. Always, Mitch, always great to be here doing the show. Of course, we'll catch you in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. You move that's a static time now, 10 a.m. every single day with the morning show.
Yeah, 4 a.m. right here. 4 a.m. comes Hawaii. Early in home. 4 a.m. Hawaii time.
Hawaii time.
Aloha.
Aloha. All right, Mitch, have a great night. We'll check those videos tonight up over at Pig Dogs, and we'll talk with you next week.
They're all ready to go.
All right.
Have a good night, everyone. Let's make it a winning night.
Winning night from Mitch here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, we'll continue our coverage here on the drive-thru. Now it's time for yours truly to come in with my pick. And tonight we're going NIT here with SMU and the Boise State. And my pick in this game is going to be on SMU plus the 1. And, Boise State comes from a weak Mountain West conference. I don't really have much respect for this conference. When they stepped up in class in conference, they really struggled. Broncos enter the NIT on a 4-game losing streak. You look at their past 5 games, they're allowing 45% shooting. SMU, notable wins to Memphis and Dayton now. In that span of 5, they are defending very well, holding teams at 39% shooting. Mustangs are really strong in conference and scoring and defending inside. And I think that's where they get them right there inside. They're third in offensive and defensive efficiency in the AAC. I'm looking at SMU plus the 1. Chris, how did you see this one?
Damn it, why can't I agree with people on my first night back? I looked at this one and I did lean towards Boise State only because of those 4 losses to close out the year. 1 was against a Nevada team that's pretty good, and 2 of them were against the San Diego State team that ended up winning the Mountain West. SMU, for me, they were disappointing at times this season for a team that was supposed to be run and gun and one of the better offensive teams in the AAC. And there's also the elephant in the room that they've only played 1 game since February 8th. So, I just think that Boise State, fresher legs, as much as SMU's already had a game to sort of try to shake that rust off, I just think that Boise State's going to end up being too much. I'm on the Broncos in this one.
All right, button heads with Chris here. I say SMU. Chris says Boise State -1. We'll see who gets on top on this one. All right, guys, check out Pig Dogs Premium. I got a 3-pack tonight from college hoops and NBA combined, a long-term pass as well. And I also have my March Madness pass up there, so check me out over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, let's continue on here with the drive-through. Now it's time to recap the picks from today. Ninos will join us. All right, we start here with Alex Smart. Magic +5.5 against the Knicks. McMordie, Hornets +7 against the Lakers. Tony Brown, Coyotes -130 against the Ducks. Rod Zawacki, Jets +125 against the Oilers. Ninos, Wizards +11 against the Jazz. Chris, Appalachian State +3 against Norfolk State. Damian Sosh, Pelicans, Trailblazers over 239.5. Mitch was on Michigan State -2 against UCLA. Yours truly, SMU +1 against Boise State. Let's start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I said it during this segment, and this was the one pick that I wanted. If I didn't have the game I was on, I'd love the Pelicans and Trailblazers over 239. That's going to be a track meet that I could easily see hitting 260.
I have to agree there with you as well. All right, let's go over to Ninos. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Personally, I think there's great value on that Jets pick with Rod, so I'd go with that one. For everyone that doesn't care about hockey, I heard some comments in the chat, so I'd go with Mitch's Michigan State for college basketball.
All right, Michigan State there with Mitch. I'm going to go with the Dame as well. Pelicans, Trailblazers over total of 239.5. You see Pelicans, I say over. It's been over like 29 out of 40 especially at home too, but they're on the road in this game. Guys, remind this will do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru. Tune in tomorrow. Good show tomorrow because we'll have a lot of games coming up in the primetime hour. As you know, we'll be back here at 6 p.m. Eastern time I have a full slate of cappers, 8 on the show, 8 booked, so be sure to tune in. And, of course, it all gets started in the mornings every day with the morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You got Mitch, Rod Zawacki, Brian Biller. I think Tony Brown may make an appearance tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow morning early. I know Tony Brown will have that cup of coffee, get him ready for that show, 10 a.m. Eastern time. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the cappers for tonight's show. Let's send everyone off with a nice goodbye. Good luck to everybody, and we'll talk with you guys